All right, so we're diving deep into Gary Paulsen's Hatchet today.
Oh, this is a good one.
It is. It is, you know. It's the story of Brian Robeson. He's 13 years old,
Mm,
and he ends up stranded in the Canadian wilderness. After a plane crash,
alone.
all he's got are his wits and a
And the
hatchet.
hatchet, yeah.
So let's find out how he makes it out.
Well, the book kind of throws you right into the action. Yeah.
Right into it.
The pilot, he has a heart attack, and Brian's left alone
Wow.
at the controls of this little plane,
Yeah.
and it crashes into a lake in the Canadian wilderness. Remote, you know?
Yeah, but even before the crash, Brian's got some heavy stuff going on, right?
Oh, yeah.
His parents just got divorced, and he's holding on to this secret about his mother.
That's weighing him down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paulsen, he doesn't shy away from that emotional turmoil at all.
Right.
Adds another layer to his struggle for survival, right?
Absolutely.
Initially. He's just overwhelmed by fear, loneliness, despair. You know, he doesn't have any real survival skills.
I mean, none.
And his early attempts at finding food, like when he eats those wild berries,
Oh, yeah.
they backfire.
Spectacularly.
Yeah, pretty spectacularly.
That scene where he gets sick from the berries, I mean, so vivid, right?
Oh, it's rough.
It shows just how unprepared he is.
Totally.
So how does he go from this scared kid to someone who can survive in the wilderness?
Well, it's gradual. It's full of trial and error.
Sure.
You know, makes mistakes, learns from them, and slowly becomes more resourceful.
Mhm.
There's a turning point, though. When he remembers seeing this TV show
Oh, yeah.
about making fire with flint,
Right.
it takes a while,
Yeah.
but he finally creates a spark using his hatchet.
Wow.
And this piece of rock that he finds,
Yeah,
that fire, it becomes everything. Warmth, protection, hope.
I bet.
Yeah.
And fire is such a powerful symbol in this story, right?
Oh, yeah. And
It's not just about the physical warmth.
right.
It's about his growing self-reliance
Mhm.
and his ability to overcome adversity.
You got it.
Yeah.
From that point on, you see a shift in Brian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's more in tune with his surroundings, more observant of the natural world.
Like he's really paying attention.
Yeah, he starts to understand the animals,
Mm-hmm.
learns what plants he can eat. He even makes tools and weapons.
Wow.
Yeah, using his hatchet and stuff he finds.
Now he's thinking like a survivor.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
He even catches his first fish.
Oh, that's got to feel good.
Yeah, it's a moment of triumph, right? After struggling to find food for days.
Huge accomplishment.
Yeah, it shows he's adapting to this new environment.
Totally.
But just as he's settling in, nature throws him a curveball.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
The tornado.
Hits his camp.
Devastating.
Yeah, destroys his shelter, everything he's worked for.
All his supplies scattered.
This is a major setback for him.
It is.
I mean, he's back to square one,
In a lot of ways.
but he doesn't give up.
No.
He shows incredible resilience.
He does. He really does.
Instead of giving up, he starts rebuilding.
Wow.
Yeah, uses what he can from the wreckage.
And that's where the story takes this suspenseful turn.
Oh, yeah.
Because the storm exposes the tail section of the plane,
Mm-hmm.
and it's underwater.
Yeah, submerged.
But Brian remembers there was a survival pack on board,
He does.
and he is determined to get it.
It's risky, though.
It is.
He has to build a raft.
Out of the debris from the storm,
Mm-hmm. Navigate the lake.
which can't be easy.
Not at all.
And then get into this plane that's filled with water.
And who knows what else?
Yeah, and the scene where he sees the pilot's remains,
Huh.
chilling, right?
Yeah.
It's this stark reminder of the dangers he's facing.
real dangers.
And then he almost loses his hatchet,
Oh, no.
trying to pry open the pack.
Stopping.
Can you imagine losing that? The one tool he's had this whole time?
It would have been devastating.
But he gets it back.
He does.
He gets the pack.
back to his shelter.
What a roller coaster.
Talk about a roller coaster.
The despair of that tornado,
Yeah.
the hope of that pack,
Mm.
and then the terror of that plane.
So much.
So he opens that pack.
It's like Christmas morning,
Right.
food rations, first aid kit, compass, map, even a radio transmitter.
Wow. But there must be some mixed feelings there, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it could have avoided so much hardship if he had all that from the start.
Right.
It's bittersweet,
It
right?
is.
He's relieved, he's
Yeah.
grateful,
Mm-hmm.
but he also realizes how strong he's become without it.
You got it.
And then, as he's tasting that first freeze-dried food from the pack,
Oh, yeah.
a rescue plane.
A rescue plane appears.
What a whirlwind.
From crash landing to near starvation to finding that pack.
to being rescued.
He's been through more in a few weeks than most people experience in a lifetime.
My bad.
Yeah, and while his physical journey's over,
Right.
the impact of the wilderness is just beginning.
I can only imagine the changes he's gone through.
Oh, yeah.
We can delve into that more in the next part of our deep dive.
Absolutely.
What do you say? I'm ready when you are.
All right.
This is just the beginning of Brian's story.
It is.
Yeah. You know, his rescue, it's a huge relief, of course.
Of course.
But it also marks, like, the start of a whole new challenge for him.
Yeah, how...
Reintegrating, right, back into a world that he doesn't really understand anymore.
That's true. He's been through so much.
He has.
And he went into the wilderness with all that baggage.
Oh, yeah.
His parents' divorce, the secret about his mom.
It's all still there.
Right, that doesn't just vanish.
No, it doesn't.
In fact, his time out there probably gave him a whole new perspective on it all.
Oh, absolutely.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, he's had to face his own vulnerability.
Right.
Mortality.
Yeah.
Maybe that makes those family issues seem smaller now.
Maybe.
Or being away from it all, maybe it made his feelings clearer.
Could be.
Who knows? Yeah, the book doesn't really tell us how he deals with those emotions once he's back.
It doesn't.
It leaves us hanging a bit.
It does.
Do you think that's intentional? Like, what's Paulsen trying to do there?
I think he wants us to think about it.
Okay, yeah.
To reflect on how an experience like that can change you. Brian goes back. Yeah, he's physically changed.
Sure.
But emotionally and spiritually, too.
Absolutely.
He's not the same boy who got on that plane.
Not at all.
He's faced his fears, learned to depend on himself.
He had to.
And he's developed this deep connection with nature.
That's so important.
Yeah.
It's like he's come back with the secret knowledge.
Yeah, a wisdom that others wouldn't get.
Right. Because they haven't been through what he has.
Exactly.
Yeah, think about how differently he must see the world now.
It's got to be different.
Things that seemed so important before might seem small now.
Oh, yeah.
He's got this new appreciation for the simple stuff.
The basics, yeah.
Food, shelter, safety.
Exactly.
And his relationship with his parents.
Oh, especially his mom.
Yeah, that's got to be different now.
Totally.
He's had all this time to think about the secret.
Yeah.
We don't know if he ever tells her.
Right.
But it's something he carries with him.
It adds another layer to his reintegration, you know?
Yeah.
It's not just about fitting back into everyday life. It's about figuring out his family, too.
It's heavy stuff.
It is. It's a reminder that survival isn't just about the physical stuff. It's about dealing with the emotional and psychological challenges, too.
Absolutely.
Throughout the book, you see Brian forming this connection with nature.
Oh, yeah.
He goes from seeing the wilderness as this enemy to recognizing its beauty.
Its power.
Yeah, and understanding how it all works.
It's amazing how that happens.
It is. It's gradual, though.
Yeah.
At first, he's just focused on surviving.
Of course.
Food, shelter, not getting attacked.
The essentials.
Yeah, but as he becomes more aware of his surroundings, he starts to see how it's all connected.
Like everything has a purpose.
Yeah, the balance of it all.
It's beautiful.
It is, how each plant and animal is part of this bigger picture.
There's that scene where he's watching the mother bird teaching her chicks to fly.
Oh, I love that scene.
Me too. It's so powerful.
He sees how patient and determined she is.
Mm-hmm.
And he recognizes those same qualities in himself.
That's a turning point, right?
It is. He sees his own strength reflected in nature.
Yeah.
He's not just watching anymore. He's part of it.
Part of the cycle of life.
Exactly.
It makes you think about how disconnected we can be from nature in our modern lives.
Oh, totally.
You know, we're so caught up in technology, our routines.
We forget.
We do.
We forget that connection to the earth.
And I think that's a key takeaway from Hatchet.
It is.
It reminds us of how powerful and beautiful nature is.
Mm-hmm.
And it challenges us to remember those instincts we have.
Those primal instincts.
Yeah, the ones that help us survive.
Yeah, that are still there deep down.
And we can't forget the symbolism of the hatchet itself.
Oh, the hatchet, yeah.
It starts as just a tool.
A gift from his mom.
Right, that he doesn't really understand.
But it becomes so much more...
It does.
It's like an extension of himself.
Yeah.
A symbol of how resourceful and resilient he is.
Mm-hmm.
He builds with it, hunts with it, protects himself with it.
It's his lifeline.
It is. It gives him power.
But
it also reminds him of the responsibility that comes with that power.
Right, because it's a powerful tool.
You have to respect it.
Yeah.
And in a way, the hatchet shows Brian's own transformation.
How so?
Well, he starts out clumsy, unsure of himself.
Like anyone would.
But he learns how to use it with more and more skill.
Yeah, he gets it better.
It becomes like a metaphor for how he's growing and changing.
I like that.
And the fact that it was a gift from his mom,
Right.
that adds another layer, doesn't it?
It does.
It's like a symbol of their relationship.
Even though they're apart.
Yeah, something that connects them.
And that makes the ending even more meaningful.
Oh, yeah.
Brian comes back. He's a different person.
Mm-hmm.
But he still has that hatchet.
He does.
It's a reminder of everything he's been through.
Everything he's learned.
What a powerful symbol.
It is. It reminds him of his resilience, his connection to nature.
And his complicated relationship with his family.
Exactly.
And, his time in the wilderness might be over.
Right.
But the book makes you feel like his journey's just starting.
It does.
Like the real journey starts when you come back.
When you face the world again.
With all the wisdom you've gained.
It's a powerful idea.
It is. We've talked about Brian's journey and what we can learn from it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this one thing I keep coming back to.
What's that?
What if that rescue plane hadn't shown up?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Right.
Paulsen, he kind of leaves that ending open.
Yeah.
But it really makes you think.
It does.
Brian, he was resilient, she adapted.
Yeah.
But could he have kept that up?
I mean, forever.
Yeah, indefinite.
He handled the initial shock.
Mm-hmm.
He found food, shelter.
He even thrived, in a way.
Yeah, but could he have built a whole life out there?
While he was so young,
13.
still growing, changed.
Right, physically and emotionally.
And he'd have to deal with all that while still trying to survive.
Yeah.
And what about injuries?
Or getting sick.
Yeah, that could have been it, without a doctor.
What about being alone?
The isolation.
Yeah, for years.
Maybe even his whole life.
We saw how tough that was for him, even for a few weeks.
Right. Loneliness, fear.
Yeah.
It takes a toll.
And he found some peace in nature.
He did.
But needing other people, that's part of being human too.
Absolutely.
It's complicated, right?
It is.
We need to be alone sometimes. We need connection too.
Brian showed us he could be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
But we can't ignore that human need for connection.
And let's not forget, he crashed in the summer.
Right.
He had time to get ready for winter.
But what about the next winter?
And the one after that.
Those Canadian winters are brutal.
It would have been a constant fight.
Just to stay alive.
So maybe his rescue was more than just getting out of the wilderness.
Maybe it was about rejoining the world.
The human world.
With all its good and bad.
Yeah, because it's not perfect.
But it's where we belong.
It let him take what he learned and make sense of it.
Yeah, integrate it.
It's like resilience isn't just about toughing it out alone.
Right.
It's about connecting with others.
Learning, growing together.
So we can wonder, what if?
Mm-hmm.
But maybe what's important is that he was strong.
And that we need each other.
What are your final thoughts as we finish up our deep dive into Hatchet?
Hatchet is so much more than just a survival story.
It is.
It's about resilience, figuring yourself out.
And how we connect with nature.
It makes us think about how we adapt.
And appreciate the beauty of nature.
And how to be strong when things get tough.
Well said, well said.
Yeah.
And to our listener, we hope this deep dive has given you a new appreciation for this book.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to read it again.
Or for the first time.
Pick up a copy of Hatchet.
It's a classic.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for exploring with us.
And until next time, keep seeking knowledge, keep diving deep.
Keep diving.